Well, hello, amazing people. Hello, hello. How are y'all doing on this evening? I am Jamaica, and I'm coming to you with just a quick conversation. Quick conversation, very important conversation, but I just did not want to delay this any further as it's come up on my radar. And I believe many of us may know about it, but maybe not in the context of what I'm about to share on tonight. So thank you for your ear. If you're watching this by replay or you're just checking this out on a replay, I thank you and I ask you to make comments. Be mindful of your comments because there's others that will be also seeing your comments. I think it's very important for us to, when we're talking about sensitive topics like I'm about to talk about tonight, like sex tourism, like sex trafficking, like sexual assault and prevention, and different things that can help support those in the community that have been affected. We want to be very survivor centered. And so I always say, I want you to act as if though you know there is a survivor that will see this video, that will be in the comments, that will experience firsthand what it is that we have to share. So my hope is that I'll be mindful of that. My hope is that I will tailor my words to be respectful and honorable of those who have experienced it, either directly or through a relationship with those who have. And so in some regard we all have been affected because we're a community, right? And so there's no way that we can separate ourselves from the hurts and pains of others. And so I just come today as, again, just another voice, and I hope that you'll hear what I have to say with your hearts for change. But I'm Jamaica. I actually have an organization called the Hummingbird Project, where we work to end sexual assault, end sex trafficking, and sexual exploitation, and particularly focus in the Black community by empowering the Black community to be a part of that change. And so I'm here tonight because, let me just be frank, something's come across my radar that is nothing new. It's nothing new. And I was actually preparing my family to travel for vacation, and it's come up on my radar as I have been researching where we want to go and the different places and things we want to do. And in that, where do we go? We go to YouTube, right? And so I am looking on YouTube for the over the last week or so, and all of these amazing videos are popping up in the places that we're looking to go. And as these videos were popping up, some things kept coming up on my radar in these videos. And in these videos, it was men that were on YouTube that was talking about basically how certain areas and certain countries and certain parts of countries that are developing countries are having shifts in the sex workers. And they didn't use the term sex workers. Sex workers is a term that many times we use when we talk about, for those who understand trafficking, those who understand some elements of prostitution, some who even self identify as sex workers. And it's a term that's not vastly known. But basically, these YouTube channels were. Uh, Pretty much just exposing how groups of men will travel to certain places. And I'm not going to name those places because I don't want to do that. What I want to do is talk about the issue of the boy code. The issue that I found that had men making YouTube videos discussing how certain areas of certain countries are changing the ethical aspect of sex tourism, sex trafficking, that is coming up on their radars, that they're understanding that there is a difference and distinction, that they're understanding what exploitation looks like in developing countries. And that's what I want to talk about. They were mad. These videos that were popping up in my feed as I'm looking for vacation spots for my family, these videos were men, and I'm gonna say it. because we'll talk about other aspects of it, but these videos that came across my timeline were the bro code. Okay, these were men, married men, single men, black men, men of color, and they're making these videos warning other bro codes that this ain't it no more. We got to find another spot, literally. And I want to break down real quick what sex tourism is, because many times I have heard of sex tourism and even can recall a teacher back in the day when I was in like high school who would frequent every year the Philippines. And that's not what I'm talking about tonight, but I remember he would go to Thailand. I'm sorry. He would frequent Thailand and I didn't understand until now some of the things he would say that was totally inappropriate. Okay. And many times when we see sex tourism, we know like we children should never ever be sold. Children should never ever participate in sex in exchange for money. We know that nationally, internationally, and worldwide that is human trafficking, right? But there's this aspect of sex tourism that's happening with adults, happening with women. And of course, I'm gonna tell you right now, wherever you see high levels of sex work in adults, there will be children that are being trafficked. There will be adults that are being trafficked. And how do you know the difference? That's what I really want to talk about a little bit tonight. And so I know this kind of will be a little bit of a tight but right conversation, but it's timely. And it was bothering me so much that I had to take out this time tonight to share, because I think a lot of men, and I'm just going to say this, that they put their ethics to the side just looking for a good time. But I want you to understand what that good time means to another human being. So while someone is going on a bro vacation and having these escapades and affairs, I wanted you to know the effects that it has in real people's lives. Because there's something missing. From when I'm watching and looking at these videos, again, it kind of came up on my timeline very nonchalant. Like, yo, we got to move over to this city now, y'all. This place not popping no more. Describing the women's bodies, describing what the women don't do. I remember one of the videos said, we can't go here no more, bro code, because they don't even date us for the day no more. They just want a quick fix. I said, What is this? This is not a pretty woman. Sexual sex work is not pretty work. Whether it be trafficking, and I'm saying that yes, it's not pretty work. Even those who say that they desire to do the work, they will tell you themselves it's not pretty work. They were painting this picture as if though they was taking Pretty Woman off the streets for a day. That's a movie. That's a movie. Somebody's real life is being affected by you bringing your money on vacation with you and thinking that you about to give somebody the day and the lifetime experience with you with your disgusting self. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. Hey, Sharonda. But let me tell you what the sex tourism it really is, okay? Because again, I'm about to expose this bro code, because the group trip with the men coming from all over the country, America, coming from Europe, all over. It's a thing. But I'm specifically talking about the bro code trips, and you know who you are because y'all do it, and I'm gonna expose it. Okay. If you go every year, all you bros get together. I'm talking about one of the videos had these were professional men. Come on, somebody. I ain't talking about just somebody that don't know no better, don't have no common sense. I'm talking about professional men, married men. Okay, coming together for the bros trip of the weekend that they do every year. They're going down to XYZ developing country. I won't call them third world countries. I'll call them developing countries, right? Developing countries where there's beaches, right? There's hotels. There is luxurious for the tourist. But if you really look at what's happening to the people, you see complete desolation. You see poverty on levels that you couldn't even fathom, right? But people are being exploited in sex tourism and have been for forever. But I just wanted to expose this bro code thing so y'all can stop it. I want I want y'all to see it as a victimization and not just you what happens in blank stays in blank. That has to end. So when we look at sex tourism in developing countries, let me tell you how harmful it can be. It's sex tourism is again where you gonna go to a certain place. She gonna give you a certain price. You go out there and you walk the streets and you know exactly where to go, right? And they see you, right? That was another thing. As soon as you came off the boat, as soon as you came off the cruise ship or off of the from the airport or from the resort, they saw you. They can tell you're not from there, and they are approaching you, right? For a date, quote unquote date. Dates should be for free. There should be nothing in exchange for a date, right? If you are there to date somebody, as we would see dating to be, y'all going to get something to eat. Y'all going to hang out for the day, but you not exchanging money for her time. Come on, somebody. But that is exactly what is known. And it ain't even for her time. It is for your own luxurious, exotic experiences, right? But here's some of the things that are affected in developing countries when it comes to sex tourism. Number one, again, exploitation and abuse. You have no idea if what you are doing, because sometimes you think, oh, she's gonna respond in a way that'll let you know she really don't want to go with you. She's gonna respond in a way that you would know that, oh no, she doesn't like this or she don't want to be here. That's not what most exploitation and abuse looks like. You don't know if there's a third party, if there's a pimp involved, if there's a family member involved that says you can't come back to this house until you have X amount of dollars in order to stay here, or you're gonna be homeless. You have no idea what that young woman has over her head as to why she's out there and approaching you. Okay. And so you don't know if it's exploitation or abuse. You just know she smiled, wanted to have a good time. And most times in these specific places that I saw, do not speak English. So there's a whole language barrier there. What y'all really talking about? Y'all ain't doing much talking, right? So how do you really know what consent looks like if there's a language barrier? Come on, somebody. That's number one. The issue is potential exploitation and abuse. Number two issue with sex tourism in developing countries is the violation of human rights, y'all. You have no idea the dignity, their safety, and even their freedom or even violence that is taking place amongst these women. Amongst these when these women go and spend the day with these men and spend the night with these men that they don't know. All they know is a facade of what, oh, these are American men with money, flashing money. Come on, somebody. It's so important for you. Get your dignity up, sir. Doctors, lawyers, money toting bros. Why you need to pay for it? You need to do some introspective work, sir. And now again, I'm just trying to expose to you what's really going on when you see these man code men trips to these countries. I saw if you I want y'all to Google it for yourself. YouTube it for yourself. I would love for you to tell me that I'm wrong. Number three, another problem with it, because again, I'm coming from an aspect of power dynamics are real in regards to exploiting somebody. Not just somebody they didn't say no. If there's a power dynamic, if there's a financial dynamic where you know that she might not eat, you know she's living outside, you don't even know you see the conditions where you won't even go into where she from. She got to come into the tourist section to come and visit you. You ain't going into where she stay at. Come on, somebody, because where she stay at might not be where you would ever stay. Might not be, there might not even be the quality of water there and food there for you to eat and drink. Oh my goodness, you just don't know. Number three, sex tourism issues is the perpetuation of inequality. Again, you don't know, there's language barriers, there's social barriers, economic inequalities. You coming with your vacation money, you gonna go back home, sir. You go back home after this, and she's going back into the same world that she came from, having to deal with and live with the facets of her decisions and consequences, or even the influences of her decisions. That's where she from. You going home after a week, after you done did whatever it is that you done wanted to do. That's the problem with sex tourism. Okay. Number 4, health risks. That's a biggie right there. You just go, and yeah, y'all might say you might use protection, etc., etc. That mm, what is you doing? You know how many health risks, including yourself? You a health risk. You a health risk to a developing country. You can go, you might be able to go and run and get a shot. I'm not saying that's right. I'm not justifying that. You can go on back on the ship. You can go and pay with that insurance that you got to travel over there and get your shot while she left in desolation with diseases and infections. Come on, somebody. You have to recognize these things. It's not just about your good time on your vacation, man, bro trip. Okay. And I'm just getting 6 points out here. Number 5. And I hope I hope this is, if it's tight, is right. Like, just process that thing. Talk about it amongst each other to be like, yo, if that was my daughter, would I do it? Oh my goodness. If that was your sister, would you do it? Oh my goodness. Number 5, corruption and weak governance. Sex tourism can fuel corruption. Listen, not all the laws are the same as if they came from developed countries. Okay. Most countries have laws around trafficking around the globe. Most countries have guidelines and even understandings of the differences. And many of the developing countries that I saw, they're not there yet. So it just leaves so much open opportunity for corruption and governances to exploit people. Come on. And you being a part of it. And you know better. If you couldn't do those same things where you from, now why would you go and bring it to a place where you just say, "Oh, they don't know. They allow it over there." They don't know. So it's okay because they haven't gotten to that point of understanding, but you do. Because you're not doing it in your home. You're not doing it in your backyard, or are you? I I I I almost want to guarantee if you do it there, you do it here. Mhm. Yeah, because once you turn that level of just I digress. If you do it there, you probably do it here. Okay? And that's a problem. Okay? It's a problem on both ends. Lastly, number 6, problem with sex tourism is long-term societal impacts. You hamper by your actions of going to buy services from women while you're on vacation, okay? And I'm using women because it's predominantly happens to women, okay? I know it happens to men as well. But I'm using women because it's most commonly reported. You're hampering their development of cycles of poverty. If you fuel it for a moment, you're not helping somebody learn a skill or learn something that might be able to sustain them outside of you being with them. Mhm. That $100 US dollars or whomever dollars that you gave, that only lasts for a moment, and it's just a continuous cycle of poverty for this individual and this community. You will find that there becomes pockets of these women who start thinking that sex work, and I'm not for sex work, but I know that there are some that do want to acknowledge sex work as a legitimate occupation, but they will begin to normalize that as an occupation and still remain in cycles of poverty. Because once the $100 is gone, the $100 is gone. Okay? It's not going back into their economy. It's not building up their economy. It is a mere token of survival in the moment. I know we don't think like that sometimes. We just think, I'm just trying to have a good time. I wish, again, be mindful. I don't even want to add watch time or even likes to these videos because it was very disappointing. It was so disappointing to see not only this happening, but people making videos to warn the bro codes that we got to move from X over to Z. So next year, 2026, we going to Z because it's lame over at X now because they trying to the government trying to make the women not be able to stand out there and solicit the tourists. So it's lame over there. We going over here. You gotta check yourself. I'm sorry. Like, that's just this straight evil to think of women or their bodies as a commodity. It's wrong. It's wrong. And so I'm hoping that you've heard this and you may disagree with it. That's fine. I just wanted to give y'all another aspect because it's showing up a whole nother aspect that's going out there on that there YouTube saying, let's go. It's the bro code. I say it's the no code. I say we got to stand up and keep speaking up and saying that ain't it. And your poor your poor families and wives thinking you going on a bro code vacation and you going down there to sow your royal oats. Boy, bye. Yeah, I said it. Bringing that mindset, bringing all of that back to your families. You can't change that mindset. You might be able to wash your body off, but you can't change that mindset. It's time to change, y'all. It's time for change. Only way that we change is to expose it, talk about it, decide which side of the fence you're going to sit on. There is no fence. Either it's right or it's wrong in your eyes. But you can't say you ain't know. All right, y'all. Listen, peace. I just wanted to come on here real quick and share that nugget with you. Holla at your girl. I'm open to the comments. Like I said, though, just be respectful of other survivors of exploitation, trafficking, and sexual assault and sexual abuse in the comments, y'all, because they're valuable and their lives matter. Peace.